Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Chuck Graham Show. I'm still in my podcast room / studio, and it's still got an echo because I'm not finished decorating it. Actually, we haven't moved over here yet. So, anyway, without further ado, I think what we're going to do is we got a lot to talk about today. COVID-19. Media outrage, ton of stuff to talk about. Businesses being shut down. So stay tuned. Welcome back. Okay, well, let's get to it. Today, yesterday, I was reading where Michigan, and those of you that don't know, I own a collection agency. So, and business is absolutely not good because, everybody's in a panic. I had to have some water. So, anyway, I looked at Michigan. Michigan implemented a directive from the governor that collection agencies for 90 days can't call, which I don't have any accounts in Michigan anyway, and so it doesn't affect me, or our company, but 90 days they can't call, they can't collect, they can't file any new cases in court. Now that one right there is pretty much a overreach, a complete overreach. What you're telling me is one branch of the government, the executive branch in that state, is telling you do not have access to the judicial branch of that state. Now, that would be perfectly legitimate had one of the judges in each district, if they work like here, they have circuit court judges. If those judges in those districts said, okay, we're going to postpone our court dates for 90 days. Like, perfectly legitimate. Can do it, not a problem. But you can't be denied access to the courts. You still should be able to file. And this is such a trample on the constitutionality of it, of our civil liberties, that it shocks me that one branch of the government actually thinks that they have the authority to suppress the other branch of the government and deny its citizens access. Shocking to me. Shocking that anybody would even abide by that directive. If I was one of the circuit court judges or the equivalent thereof, I would issue an injunction blocking it, that directive. But anyway, with that said, it's just total insanity. You got protests going on. You got people that are ready to get back to work. So let me give you my 2 cents. And I'm not going to go off in the weeds as far as the Constitution and what is arguable or what is debatable. I'm going to deal with 2 sections of our Constitution: freedom of religion, your right to assemble, your right to protest, and the Second Amendment, your right to keep and bear arms. Now, those 2 articles are being trampled on by this so-called virus. Let me tell you what this COVID is. It is the biggest hoax ever portrayed on the American people. We had over 45,000 people last year die in automobile accidents. 38,000 in 2017 died from falling. Nobody blinks a damn eye. We have almost 70,000 dead in America. Now, if you believe those numbers, if you actually believe those numbers, then that's tragic. Nobody wants anybody to die. But close to that number died this year of the flu. You don't see anybody batting an eye. You don't see anybody not selling Fords. Actually, they'll bring them to your house. We know automobiles kill us. We know that there's a network of things that will kill us. But nobody bats a damn eye when it comes to these things because it's convenient to them and they're used to it. Well, look, this is, like I said, this is going to be deemed the biggest hoax ever on the American people, because I don't think their numbers are correct anyway. I think that you divide that in half. Now, do I have any basis of facts on that? No, but what I do have is the articles that I've read. They're saying that they're inflating. Everything's COVID. Guy dies from attack from a crocodile. He had COVID. It's COVID. Meth lab blows up. 2 people inside got COVID. COVID killed him, not the meth lab blowing up, not the heart attack, not the fact that you've lived your life like a I don't know. You didn't take care of yourself is what I guess what I'm trying to say. And if you don't take care of yourself, what killed you? The heart attack because you eat fried food for the last 25 years? You're 60 pounds, 70 pounds overweight? What killed you? Was it COVID or was it your lifestyle? COVID just kind of sped the process up, right? Folks, I don't know what the hell this world's coming to. But we can't sit back and let our constitutional rights be trampled on because of a damn so-called pandemic. Now, I did read where there was a model, and why don't they just stop using that term? It's not a damn model, it's a guess. You taking data and you're trying, it's much like they said in 1989 when they said, if we don't do something about global warming, the world's going to be underwater. The world is going to be underwater. Well, by the year 2000. Was it? Nope. Not even risen an inch. Miami's still here. Coastal cities are still here. Hell, AOC said we're going to all be dead in 17 years anyway, so what's the panic? The point being is this. They're always wrong. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of the investment boards while all the things with Washington Mutual was going on, and the bankruptcy and our escrow shares because we had, thousands and thousands. And it reminds me of all those people that thought that the investors were going to come out actually with making money or getting money, and there was going to be anything left for us. It's nothing but hyperbole. It's nonsense. There's nothing we can do to stop the spread of that virus. Nothing. Anyway, I read what was it? Sweden and Norway. Norway locked down. Sweden did not. They just took care of their elderly. No significant difference. None. In the modeling or the death rate. I'm not saying this thing's not contagious. I'm just saying it's not near about as deadly as what people are claiming it to be. And it may be for some. It could be for some. I mean, some could have underlying conditions that cause them really great distress, but so could the flu. If you caught the flu and you got underlying conditions. I remember one time, the last time I had the flu was in 2012, and I don't take the vaccination. I don't take the vaccine. And it was awful. I mean, I thought I was going to die. It was so bad. But you don't see me walking around wearing a mask during flu season. I mean, it makes no sense. All this mask wearing. Oh, and the number one thing I cannot stand is the term new normal. What the fuck does that even mean? New normal. I'll tell you what it means. It means the new normal and the absence of your civil liberties. Let me tell you something, people. If your civil liberties, and I don't care about the case law at the United States Supreme Court years and years and years ago, that states under your, and they use this term that I hope this Supreme Court will overturn that decision. They use the term curtail, that your civil liberties or your rights can be curtailed in time of flood, fire, or disease. Really? Folks, let me tell you something. If your rights can be curtailed, and I'm air quoting here, then you don't have any rights. You have permission. Think about that. Now let's talk about the Second Amendment. What was it for? Well, it damn sure wasn't for hunting and self-protection. That's not the reason for the Second Amendment. You're talking about the civilians of this country being equally armed with the military back when it was ratified. This was enacted for a mechanism against a tyrannical government. And we are seeing it right now. And as much as I like Donald Trump, he should have never shut this economy down. And for them to, here's what they say. They say, well, if we didn't, there would have been, 2.2. I understand that Donald Trump is a showman and a salesman and all that, and he exaggerates a lot. I do. That's just his personality. I get it. I don't take everything he says to heart. I know he pumps it up. It's the greatest. Well, of course it is to him because he did it. So, and I do think we had the greatest economy that the country had ever seen. And we still should. I mean, it's hurting my business drastically. So let me just say this, that I think that he dropped the ball. I think we should have never shut the economy down. And I think that this won't be the last one. There'll be another pandemic, and it'll be from China. Folks, I'm telling you. Again, if your rights can be curtailed, you don't have any rights. And that bothers me because of all the people that's died to protect your rights. Thousands of people have died for this country so that you have those rights. And one pandemic is going to change it all. And like I said, I can't stand the term new normal. And where are we going to go from here? Think about this for a second. All this money, trillions, okay? Trillions of dollars being pumped out into to the American people, to the American businesses, trillions. Some of them are forgivable. When is the dollar going to be worth nothing? It's the world standard. But when is it going to be worth nothing? We can't keep doing this. Let's get the fuck back to work. Quit giving loans to stay home. Now you got, and Lindsey Graham, he was right. Now you got people on unemployment don't want to go back to work because for one, they're making more money on unemployment. But they're saying nope, don't want to go back to work. Might get to COVID. Might get the COVID. I don't get it, folks. I don't get it. It bothers me to no end. Because I hate to see the future children of this country 20, 30 years from now, if this isn't stopped. And I hope, like I said, I hope that this gets litigated, and I hope there's some really suave attorneys out there that's going to take on these cases and sue the pants off these governments, these governors, these people, And I hope that we get some kind of direction on what the Supreme Court, if it ever gets there, could stop all this from ever happening again. All they have to do is rule that it's unconstitutional for you to suspend citizens' right, and that stay-home orders are unconstitutional, and that's it. There'd be no more. That's it. Strip them from their damn power when it comes to this. And the way you do that is deem it unconstitutional, and it is. You're going to arrest people for being at church. They're trying to be responsible, but they want to worship too, and they have these drive-through churches, and you want to arrest them because they're in their cars. But yet you don't even bat an eye for people at Costco or Sam's or Walmart or any of those places. Give me a damn break. Folks, this is insanity. And that last show I did with them two dipshit cops, that was, and let me tell you something. If you think, she was living in a mobile home, and they mentioned that over and over again on their statement to that effect. Who gives a shit if she lives in a mobile home? She still has rights. Your rights doesn't have economic. Is not tied to your economic status. The fact is, you have those rights, the God-given inalienable rights. You have them. So all I can say is this. When you saw those two do that to that woman, and I'm glad she stood up for herself, you're looking at two officers that will do whatever they're told to do. Let me give you an example. We had here in Mississippi, we had I forget what county it was, but it was Chancery Court judges. I think there was 2, maybe 3 of them, all got together, and they issued an order for the courthouse that you could not have or carry a firearm within a certain feet of the courthouse, and you could not carry your firearm in the courthouse. Well, the legislature here passed enhanced carry permits to where you could carry them in certain places in the courthouse. Well, those judges said no. The Mississippi Supreme Court, and I'm glad they did it, said the order of the Chancery Court judges is void, and I'm paraphrasing, is void, and they are keepers of the Constitution, not keepers of the courthouse. And totally just shot all that crap down, which I'm glad they did. If the legislator wants to change those statutes, then change them. But right now you can carry in certain places the courthouse. I don't, because there's other places you can't carry them, like if it's part of the sheriff's office or something like that. You got too many places you might end up that you can't carry anyway, unless you're just running in to get your tag or something. I wouldn't advise it. But the thing is this. That woman did what she had to do. But what you saw with those officers was officers that do not care about the Constitution at all, or the constitutionality of it. You won't always wear that badge, fellers. So, and if I had been still a cop, I wouldn't enforce that mess. Not even. So, but anyway, guys, that's my take on it. And it's disturbing to me that our rights are being trampled on. And all I can say is I hope that the Supreme Court, I hope some of these cases gets to the U.S. Supreme Court and they give us some clarity and clarify whether or not and overturn their own decision from years past. I understand they have to have the authority to exercise exercise the need for public health and trying to balance that power between the need to keep people safe and the constitutionality and people's civil liberties. You can do them all. I mean, you can really do them all. But what I don't think that they're going to be able to do, and I think we're going to find that it's going to be unconstitutional, is your stay-at-home orders, especially, and the right to assemble and the right for these people to go to church. That's going to be your big ones, because there's really no debate if it's constitutional or not. There's no debate on that. So we're going to see. I can guarantee you this, if they would have come out and said, okay, all newscasting has to cease and desist. No more freedom of the press until COVID is over, because we don't want to panic the people. I bet if that shit happened, I bet CNN and MSNBC and even Fox News would be just out of their mind. Legal challenge after legal challenge. I dare you. It's freedom of the press. It may just be your turn one day, all in the interest of public safety and health. We don't want you broadcasting things that would panic other people. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter's already doing that shit. In the guise of disinformation or misinformation. They're already doing it. Now keep in mind, all of this is my opinion. You can take it or leave it. If you have a comment and something to say, put it in the comments. I'd like to know. But if you feel like your civil liberties are being trampled on, give the video a like. So guys, until next time in the next video, I've got to call it off. Call it a day. So until the next video, I'll see you guys. God bless you. Be safe. And take care of your family.